Good morning and welcome to Ciao Bella Leadership. Heather here and working from my bed in downtown Kansas City, wearing my Royals baseball t-shirt today. And of course my love hat. You know, I don't want to have to brush my hair before I start this recording. So this is how you get to see me. All right. So I gave myself a challenge a few months ago, and that was to talk in every video as if I'm talking to myself. And I was sitting here this morning, actually on the struggle bus a little bit, and it reignited that memory inside me. Like, no, I don't care if you're having a bad day or not. You still record the video because other people may be struggling with that as well. So here I am. I created a video yesterday morning that I meant to publish. I uploaded it to YouTube. I got it all ready. And then when I looked last night, my day was just a little bit crazy. It had never actually gotten posted. So I thought, okay, I definitely can't skip today's recording because the yesterday's didn't even get posted. I don't know why I'm rambling about all this. I'm just telling you the mental chatter that was going on in my head. So I wake up and the first thing that I do was throw on some clothes and made my bed and went to grab my speaker that I plug into my phone to start recording my morning session. That's what I've been doing for, I don't know, a week or so. And so I went to do that. It was about 4:30 this morning maybe, and the sky was beautiful. It would have been drop dead gorgeous for that time in the morning. But and there we go. And I started looking around and couldn't find my microphone anywhere for the recording. And I knew when I had it last yesterday. So I kept thinking, it's got to be right here on this bed. You know, I only sleep on about this much of it, so really making my bed is just a matter of I don't think I even roll around when I sleep. But anyways, now I'm on the hunt for the microphone again. So it halted me in my tracks from my entire day's plans because I couldn't find the microphone. I'm recording right now without it. I hope you can hear me. And anyways, I got frustrated and I started spinning my wheels. So now it reminded me that I wanted to record these videos as if I'm talking to myself. So I'm going to start trying to flip my eyes to say use because I'm pretending that the camera is me. All right. So I'm going to try this live on video and have you all tell me what you think. Do you like it when I say I, or do you like it when I say you? All right. So here I go. I'm going to tell the story. Trying to tell the story saying you, talking to myself. All right? Okay. Heather, you had a really great day yesterday. You hung out with your sister for a little while. You got things to decorate your new office space. You got home, got settled, started moving things around. Yes, it was hard work, and yes, there's a lot of organizing and rearranging to do out there still. And yes, the photo shoot's tomorrow for the website and social media, so you're stressed out a little bit. Yes, and that's okay. Relax, breathe. Breathe. Oh my goodness, I have to grab something really fast. Okay. So, I used this to talk in my video yesterday, and I wanted to make sure that I had it with me, or with you. See? Oh, this is hard. All right. So, you woke up this morning, you thought the sky was beautiful, and you were ready to record at 4:30 this morning. You couldn't find your microphone, and you suddenly went on this panic spiral that you're not going to get the house ready in time for the photo shoot, and that too many of your website models are not going to be able to make it, and you went on this negative self-talk all of a sudden with your task list and the things that you have next in your business. Remember that God told you the best part of all of this is the journey to getting there. Remember when you were freaking out over your photo shoot and you were running around? You're going to be loving this moment, so have fun and stop stressing. So, see, there I am. I'm calling that diamond leadership. So, the way God explained how humans work to me. So when sorry, I started saying me again. I'm switching back. I'm talking to myself. And okay. So Heather, when you put your stuff in storage, you had begged God to die, you put your stuff in storage, and you started hiking around the world, right? And you had conversations with yourself and God every single day. What is life about? If I can't die, why am I living? Shoot, I did not mean to cry. These were my questions. Why are humans here? Let's start with Adam and Eve. Okay, how did Adam and Eve get here? And then what was their goal? Is Eve made from Adam? Are they two separate beings? I had all these questions. I wanted to know everything. I wanted to know how I fit in the picture. I wanted to know everything. So, you wanted to know everything. Shoot! All right, you guys have to help catch me when I do that, okay? So my audience is myself, but it's also going to be published for everyone. So I'm trying to talk to the camera as if I'm talking to myself. All right, talk to the camera as if you're talking to yourself. There we go. So when you talk to God, he explained that we all have, look at these nails. I can't wait to go get my nails fixed today. We have this energetic shield around all of our human bodies. Every one of us, every being, everything has an energetic shield around it. Even if it's not living, my dresser has an energetic shield around it, and it's magnetized to the center of the earth. Okay? And so this is our energetic shield. Let's say your human body is inside this energetic shield, okay? And so we have one of these around us. And like diamonds, we can be very polished. We can also be very cutting, depending on how we're illuminating at the time. So if we really work on our brilliance and our illumination, we can be quite beautiful and quite happy. So God went through and explained to me to explain to you to polish your presence. Determine your plan first. You've got to start with, what do you want? And one of the things that I've said as a small little girl was, believe in anything is possible. And you believe that. You truly do believe that. I caught myself on the I and you again. Good. You do believe that. Everything you've ever worked towards in your life, you have been able to accomplish in some way, shape, or form. And so you do believe that to be true. So figure out your plan and what you want in what you're working towards, so that you can polish your presence to be that, and begin polishing your practices, and your presence to others will shine the way that you expect it to, right? But really make sure that I'm losing my train of thought. I'm sorry. Let me back up for a sec. Let you back up for a second. This is okay. This is okay. Let's see. Everything in me right now wants to stop the recording and start it over. And I'm not going to, because and you're not going to, because other people do the same spinning thing, and they need to know that that's normal and part of the process. So you're going to record it just like this. You're not going to edit this part out. You're going to say, yep, sometimes you put your foot in your mouth and you lose your train of thought and you all kinds of things. What derailed me, shoot, I'm not sure I want to share this, but I guess I'm going to. Okay, yes, you're going to share it. So what derailed me was, I looked down at my notes where I wrote, determine your plan, polish your presence, polish your practice, your performance. And anyways, the determine your plan part, I had already determined my plan, and that's what I was working towards. And I just realized that plan couldn't have been, it was evading me as much as I wanted it. It seemed impossible. And I wasn't happy anymore. And I really wanted love in my life again. And so I had to accept that something that I wanted, I was gonna have to let go. And I wasn't sure I wanted to do that, because I had envisioned my whole life around this thing. That's how I've operated my whole life. You imagine what you want, you start painting the picture, you get yourself to where you need to be to have that, and whatever. So this walk you took with God was just to figure out what this was all about. And do you rewrite your story and paint another picture? Or do you keep plugging along alone, painting the picture by yourself? So in some ways, you were deciding if you were going to paint a different picture that wasn't as hard to get. Do something a little easier, make yourself a little smaller, because you were tired and sad and feeling neglected and abused, and feeling wildly misunderstood and unwanted. And you let all those feelings become your narrative for a while. You let them, those stories that you told yourself, rewrite who you really were. So, that day when you put all your stuff in storage, you had begged God to die. Maybe because that would allow you to stop running towards what you want, because you've never given up on anything and you didn't know how to. I guess you shouldn't say that, because you have given up on things. Yeah, I mean, that's natural. There are things that you start that you decide, no, I don't like this. I'm not going to finish this. So that would be a form of giving up. But something that you really wanted, you've never given up on. And I don't want it any less. I'm just, I don't have the patience anymore. It's like, patience. I always knew I didn't have a lot of patience, and God was teaching me patience in so many things, and I saw that. But I begged God for mercy and said, this is the longest that my body can take. I am not a creature meant to be alone. And I felt so alone and so isolated. And as you walked with God, and you talked to him about everything and why you were feeling isolated and the things that you had been doing, and you realized that they were your fault, that you had pushed your family members away, your family members whom you felt were judging you for the choices that you were making at that moment, because you knew they didn't understand your vision yet. They hadn't seen your vision and how this new package was going to be better for everyone, not just me, not just you. There you go. So you were the one that pushed your own family away and ran from looking at happy families, because it was so painful to look at when yours was separated and each trying to figure out their new normal. I was about to say I just did it. You had a fight with your son yesterday because you miss him so fucking much. Sorry. And you really want him to want to come home and visit you. And you want to remind him that you always were there for him. And now this morning you're realizing that you're being unfair. And he's just trying to make his own way too. And he should be his number one priority, not you. So even though you miss him like crazy, it's not you he's rejecting. It's the extra worry on his plate right now that he's rejecting. So Tux and I cuddle a little more. He lays here with me and bites me when he doesn't want attention. Things like that. But you know your family loves you, and you know that they're just busy doing their thing. And you remember that God showed you that you pushed away from that because it was too hard to look at. Hanging out with your sisters and their beautiful families, with their husbands and their kids. And they're running around to sports and recitals and, you know, all kinds of things. You wanted all that back in your life. Maybe not the exact same ways or the exact same things, but just the insanity of family, if that makes sense. The who's going where, when, why, what, you know, just knowing and keeping track of one another. That's what you miss the most, even though those were the things that were also the hardest. You know, when you were trying to juggle everything back then, when you were trying to juggle the job to bring in the money and the family, the things that were the hardest were the cooking dinner in lightning speed in order to get out the door in time for practice. And you couldn't wait for the days that you could cook in peace and have help in the kitchen and cook for fun instead of work. And you couldn't wait for the days that your visits at the dinner table could be longer and you didn't have to rush to practice because we were all trying to be great at something that we could be recognized for, be the best athlete or the best this or the best that. And now I have all the time in the world to cook as long as I want and to talk at dinner as long as I want. And there's no one here to do it with. Tux, that hurts, honey. I'm sorry, yes, there's you here to do it with. You're right. See, he reminds me. You're right, baby. I'm sorry. I'm not forgetting you. I'm not. I promise. You can go with me when I go places. I'm sorry I left you yesterday. Anyways. So we have times like this. But God reminds us that remember the things that we wished for. And to remember that we include all of it. And that that was part of the transition, was to get to a place where we could do more of that together and be peaceful and achieve just so much, you know, that we didn't have to work our asses off to be perfect. We just needed to work on the things that we loved and enjoyed and be able to bring in money to support ourselves, but also to help other people live that kind of life, you know. And see that you really can have everything if you work hard enough for it. And then here I was, here you were. Sorry, I'm catching myself again. And the other thing you're working on is over apologizing. If you have the need to apologize once and let it go. So you're trying to do that as well. I lost track of what I started to say before the apology. What was it? So you got part way through your journey and you lost sight of or you were starting to give up again and think that you wished for the wrong thing. You never wished for the wrong thing. You really didn't. What you saw and you imagined, you know would be the roof that you needed to put over your family. And right now, you know that the choices that you're making are the right ones. And you know that things are going to work out. You feel it in the energy. You know this feeling because you've been here before. When the climb gets so high and so steep that you almost want to let go. It's a test. It's to see how bad you really want it. Are you going to hang on? Are you going to keep forging forward? Are you going to give up and take the easy way and go back down the hill? Because I've climbed many mountains. You've climbed many mountains and a volcano and all kinds of everything. And you know the most spectacular view of all is from the top. There are some pretty fantastic views all along the way. But the most beautiful view is when you get to the top and you can look all around and you're getting ready to go back down. You're not going to stay up there, right? Who stays on the top of the mountain, right? No one stays up there forever. I mean, maybe if you built your house on the very top, you get to stay up there. But you go up there for the view and to see what it is like and to explore for just a little bit, and then you come back down, right? You come back down and you capture the most glorious pictures, and it's burned into your memory forever. Like that volcano you climbed with your kids in St. Kitts. It was such a tough climb, and it was so fun because the tour guides thought that because there were children, we were going to be held up, and little did they know my kids were just leaping ahead in the front of the pack. So our group was not slowed down at all by our kids. In fact, it was probably sped up by our kids. And it was really steep climb, and it was so beautiful. It was fun and challenging, and I loved watching my family in action. And it was gorgeous. And we got to the top, and it had just gotten slightly overcast when we got to the top. So we didn't quite get as beautiful pictures as some of the others who had just gotten there, right? It was a little bit overcast, and then but it was gorgeous. It was like wonderful. So anyways, we got some pictures. We looked down in this dormant volcano. I don't know what I expected, but it was kind of grassy down in there, and it was beautiful. And we turned around and start coming back down. Well, we were in St. Kitts, which apparently is like a tropical rainforest climate type. And so it just, rain in the afternoon apparently is normal, and it just started downpouring, but the rain was warm on our skin. It was not what you would expect, like all of a sudden you were going to be freezing. It was this beautiful cleansing kind of the journey, and I don't know, it was just beautiful. And we climbed back down, and the climb down was harder. The climb down was harder. It was slippery, and it was yeah, you know, the steps were so high climbing up that when you were going back down and those were wet from the rain, oh my goodness, I was going, so I was the one slowing everyone down at that point, because I was thinking I was gonna just slide down the mountain and break all my bones, or I don't know. So I was slowing down, I guess, and being more cautious and more careful so that I didn't get hurt along the way. And as I'm sitting here telling this story, I'm seeing all of the how it's like a metaphor for life in a way. It's wow. I like this talking. You like this talking to yourself because it gives you enlightenment as you do it. So yeah, we came down the mountain. We were all safe. No one died. No one broke any bones. We got beautiful pictures, beautiful memories. It was gorgeous. And it's like I don't know what it's like. Well, it's just beautiful. And I don't even know what else I was going to say on this video now. It doesn't seem relevant anymore because just thinking about the climb up the mountain and back down reminds you that when you're getting this panicked feeling of, oh my gosh, it's okay. It's just a test to be cautious and to be careful and to remember what it's all about and have fun on all of the journey, not freak out about the tough stuff. Organization and just those little minor details are the most difficult part for you, and you know that. You're the big picture planner and experiencer, but the making sure every little piece and part goes in the right places the hardest thing, the hardest, so that's why you're procrastinating this task in the other room, because you hate it. You hate the organization part. You hate the cleaning out drawers. You hate the finding the perfect spot for something so that you can always find it. You hate doing that part. But you know, when you do it, it helps your practice. It polishes your practice so that you can perform the way that you need to, so that you can record your videos in the morning without losing your microphone, so that you can, all of those things that have allowed you to be polished in your presence in the past. They're because of the steps that you take on the front end of getting organized and putting things in the right place and really thinking through your plan all the way. So stop freaking out that the branding website social media shoot is tomorrow and your apartment is a mad disaster, and just start working. It's going to be fine. Remember that God tells you that every part of the journey is beautiful, and that one day you'll be looking back at this and remembering those times and thinking, oh, that was so lovely when I didn't have 30 people running in and out of my kitchen while I was trying to get stuff done, or whatever. Because it's funny, we always want what we don't want. Or what we don't have when we have it. And so it's nice to have that flow of a little bit of each here and there in your life. And I know for me, I'm a people person. Obviously, I've studied people for a living, or you have studied people for a living, and behavioral styles. So this, although you have learned to like some alone time, too much of it is just crushing to your soul, and you know that. So you're doing a really good job of getting out and socializing, even though you're anxious about getting hurt again. Sorry. And but you're doing it anyway. You're going out there. You might be the oldest person in some of the social circles, but that's okay. You might be the most awkward and socially awkward in some of the situations, and that's okay. You're most definitely the most emotional in all the environments that you're in lately, and that's okay. It's part of your journey. Embrace it, love it, keep moving forward. Work on your branding, work on your training content, continue to work on your jewelry line renderings, keep working on your pitch and your financial plan, your advertising campaign. Keep working on that legacy business framework and your leadership presence, and you'll get there. Don't give up. Remember your me squared. That's you reflected. You went on that journey for 4 months of nothing but you and Mother Nature, to remember who you are and what you deserve and what you want. And no matter what people think, once they see it all come together, once they see your vision, they will understand and everything will be smoothed over. You know that. So, stop stressing that everything's not snapping into place right now. The entire mosaic cannot all drop in overnight. Don't forget about your screenplays. You're having a blast writing those. You have beautiful friendships in different places, and all around the world. Remember that. They might not understand your journey yet either, and that's okay. You were a broken human when you met some of them, and they did not know what to think, I'm sure. You know that when they do see the real you, and when they see the whole you, when they see all the sides come together, because they only saw the one side of you. They saw either the side of you running from your family, that side, or they saw the side of you beat down, broken, crying, screaming out the windows, shouting at your brain. I mean, whatever. They saw sides of you that, without knowing the rest of you, they can't possibly understand what that was or where that was coming from. When they see the rest of it, they'll appreciate and understand, and those people will always be in your corner. So just know that this time might feel yucky and feel bad. But if you always have been true to yourself and to who you are and to the things that you believe in, things will turn around. Be true to you, though, and what that means is, like, for example, one of the things that you were true to yourself about was alcohol was sending you down a path that you did not need to be on. You were finding yourself the next morning not having intelligently made decisions, that you weren't making conscious decisions. And it was scary, you know. You tried to put a smile on your face like it didn't hurt you, and you tried to see the beauty in each one of those moments, yet there was a bad taste in your mouth and a sting from having had some of my choices taken away from me by a drink that I was willingly consuming. And so I had to polish my practice. I had to say that, you know, if alcohol is going to be in my life, because it can be a beautiful thing, craft cocktails and a glass of wine, but if it was going to be in my life, it had to be in my life in a way that was measured, like 1 drink in a water, or maybe 2 drinks in a water, and that be plenty, you know, something like that, or be in an environment with very clearly defined rules before setting out on an evening of overly indulging, right? just to know that these are the decisions that I make now before I drink, so that nothing more happens than we've discussed or planned for. And that's just something that you had to adapt. You knew that if you didn't, it would be terrible, because you made decisions you did not want to make. Those were the hardest on my journey to forgive myself for. No, I can't even say that, because then it just shot me straight to the hardest actually was my kids. And then wondering if I abandoned them. It was all hard. That whole journey. Yeah, I posted beautiful pictures, and I'm sure it looked amazing. That was the hardest journey I've ever done in my life. I was asking myself at every turn, around every corner, had I done the right thing? Could I have been better? How could I have been better? How can I fix it if I messed it up? And it's for me, for you, what you learned was just creating that awareness for other people is how you can fix it and heal it and help women around the world stay happy in their homes with their families, and their partners stay looking at them, and not at their sport or at another woman or at anything else. Just like you remember to look inward at your partner and your kids, and everyone is just a little more conscious now, because we know that in an instant everything that we love can be gone. And then in my career for years, I've been learning how to speak in front of large groups and inspire people and challenge their thinking. I never imagined that I would be doing that by sharing very vulnerable personal details about my life. You say that, and yet you did share very vulnerable personal things about your life in classes all the time. You talked to classes about how your husband and you were so good for each other because you saw the things opposite, and you could have that contrast to help each other with. And you talked about, all of these things, and you also and you believed all of that, and then you also experienced the side of when you don't stay focused, when you have polar opposites like that, where they're different in their focus and energy level at times, complete opposites on the scale. And I know I'm rambling right now. I'm sorry. Hold on. You're rambling right now. The reason that you're rambling is you're trying to determine, if you bring up the topic of DISC and explain what DISC is to everyone that doesn't know, that's listening, or if you just talk about it, or if you just gloss over the surface, and you're just talking to yourself and you know what DISC is, so just talk about it. Okay, there we go. I just got it out of my head. All right, so I say that I never thought I would be sharing personal details, but really I did often without even thinking. And one of the things that I used to share in my DISC classes, and DISC is an acronym for the 4 communication styles. I don't need to explain that to you. You already know. So, DISC. And 2 of the styles are higher energy level. 2 of the styles are more reserved energy level. 2 of the styles are people focused, and 2 of the styles are project and task focused. And you always described that your husband and you were polar opposites, meaning you were people focused and he was task and project focused, and you were a more fast-paced energy and he was more of a reserved, methodical energy. All right, so you would describe this in class and talk to people about it can be a great challenge, but also a really great strength, because you can help each other see the parts of the puzzle that you don't naturally see. It's not your primary or dominant, right? And so you can help each other to see that. You always used to describe that in class. And then one day, you were just tired of not being seen anymore or understood, and you met someone out of the blue that got you and understood you, and it felt like heaven. It felt like not a daily struggle to keep things maintained, but like a relax, where it's just like, oh, I cannot have to find 5,000 ways to try to describe it and explain it to the person that isn't getting it. He just gets me. And so I hadn't experienced that and you don't know what you don't know, right? But I certainly imagined it. I imagined it being easier to go through your days having someone to talk to and could look at you and tell you that they loved you and that you're beautiful and buy you things that you like, that they had better style than you did in some ways. It was I felt seen and heard, And I did go back to another opposites attract relationship for a while. And I found myself wanting the same thing. I found myself wanting that conversation. Where someone just looks at me and says, hey, you're beautiful, and I love you, and you're doing an amazing job, and look at everything you've accomplished. And you tell yourself that, but it's really nice to hear it from someone else too. You want a partner that can do that for you. You want a partner that, when you're struggling, they can help you refocus. And they can help you mentor your children, and they can help you mentor yourself and their self, and because they get it. You want that, and so you have to be that in order to attract that. And you are that because it's your essence. If you continue to be you and not give up on you, you will attract your mirror. You will attract magnetically the person that's meant to reflect back to you everything and more. You will never be able to get enough of looking at them because they're so beautiful to you in so many ways. And you'll never have to worry about anything because they'll get you on a level so profound that my eyes go to the screenplays that you can write, the most magical screenplays. And share stories with people around the world about living life full of love and authenticity. And by doing that, you can run an empire. You can have a family that loves each other and works with each other and for each other and not sacrificing their own needs in any way. You can have all of that. You can. If you don't give up on yourself and you polish your practices, just remembering who you are and not taking the easy route because it's the easy route, but taking the route that is calling to you. Maybe for some reason this easy route this day, you took the easy route. Maybe there was a reason you were meant to take the easy route that one day. So don't beat yourself up over that either. All right? You know, it's just like, I found this, you found this painting at the store at Home Goods. Hey, look how beautiful it is. She's got style. Like, she's hiding her eyes just a little bit. Oh, wow, I kind of do that now, don't I? Oh, too funny. One of my best friends used to do that, too. Oh, my goodness. She was always so cute in a hat. But anyways, this picture was calling to me, like her beautiful long braids, and she's just got style in this jacket, and she's over by some graffiti walls, and I don't know, it's just calling to me. On that note, I feel like I've been rambling for a bit. This video is at an hour now, so you need to let everyone get back to their life. And you have got to work on organizing today. Holy crap. So that you can find things like your microphone. All right. Take care, everyone. Peace, love, happiness, always. Bye-bye. Let me find my button. Right here. It's going to work. It's going to work. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Oh, shoot. Okay.